Hey y'all, look what came in the mail today. I'm so excited. This is the Innersense I Create Curl Memory, which is what they put out in response to a lot of people doing the product combo of Uncle Funky's Daughter, Curly Magic, and Innersense I Create Hold. So I can't wait to get in the shower and use this for the first time, and y'all can kind of see my first impressions of the product. Oh, let me get the boring stuff out of the way. Hi, my name is Destiny of It's True Destiny. Here on this channel, we do a lot of natural hair content and we do a lot of vloggy vlogs, girl. So let's go ahead and hop in the shower. Oh my god, y'all, this just slipped out of my hands. But for today, for my wash and go, I am testing out, of course, I Create Curl Memory, but I'm gonna pair it with I Create Hold. We already know this. This is supposed to be the go-to wash and go combo out of Innersense now. So I'm really curious how these two are gonna perform together. I am still like teetering if I really enjoy I Create Curl Memory just right now. I still need to do some tests, so I don't want to give away too much before I do all the combinations that I want to try out and just get some more wearability with the product to see how it plays with other stylers, see how it works with longevity wise, see how it works with me working out a bit more, all of those things. So let's go ahead and hop into this wash and go, and I'm super excited. So I bought a salon size of I Create Hold. I don't know if we talked about that, but I did buy that around like early December, I believe. But this is one of the stylers that I use on a regular basis, and it just makes more sense, more bang for your buck to just go ahead and get the salon size, which I'm super excited about, but I do need to make sure that I'm able to use it all up within the year's time. I personally like to go in with I Create Hold in my whole section first and then in my subsections, for no like real particular reason. I just want to make sure that I have adequate application, and then I go in my smaller sections and actually smooth out and define those curl clumps. I'm just gonna be using a tiny bit. You see how I do my wash and goes, y'all. But what I really came to talk to y'all about is my experience with a restaurant not too long ago, and I'm like honestly confused about what happened to the quality of this restaurant. They actually moved locations. I vlogged about it in my weekly vlog. I think I did. I think I might have mentioned it. We didn't cook that night, and so we decided to go ahead and get some food, and we got a pho. It turns out our favorite pho spot moved locations, and they moved into a ghost kitchen. I don't know if y'all have ever been to a ghost kitchen. This is my first time, especially because I'm in this city, but I'm not in like a huge city, so like I haven't experienced a ghost kitchen yet. I know they kind of popped off around the pandemic and the boom of delivery to people's houses because they didn't want to go out and eat at restaurants because it wasn't safe. But this was my first time, and it was so weird. A ghost kitchen is like essentially a spot where multiple restaurants have I want to call it a station, but they have a smaller like studio space so that they're able to just basically pump out a lot of orders for delivery and pickup. There is no sit down dining. There was a few tables, but for the most part you order your food online. You order it through your delivery app of choice, or you can order it at the kiosk, and it's just felt so weird to not have an interaction with a person when I was trying to get my food. because when I placed it online, they were like, show up to the ghost kitchen, and it was like underneath a bridge, and it was just a little sketchy, and it was still ice everywhere at the time, so it just wasn't the safest thing to do. But when you got there, you like rang the little doorbell, or you put in your number, and a little box would break out from the post office looking side of the ghost kitchen, which was kind of cool for those delivery drivers that just need to do a couple pickups and then they can dip up out of there instead of traveling to multiple locations. But I hope this isn't the norm. Like, I really did enjoy eating at that pho spot. I know I mentioned it in another vlog before when I was talking about my promotion. We celebrated so many promotions there, so we celebrated just like accomplishments in our day-to-day life there, and that was just one of my favorite spots to go. So I'm really bummed that they weren't able to sustain their restaurant there, because it was a cute little location. It had free parking and everything on this, like free street parking over there. And I think just people's rents for restaurants are starting to get up, and it's getting expensive out here with food costs and everything else. And it's just a bummer that since they moved, the quality was also like extremely diminished. Like the broth lacks so much flavor, and that's what you want when it comes to pho. You want your broth to be full of flavor because you're just putting veggies in there at the end of the day. So I was so bummed. It wasn't like my normal spicy pho that I like. So I kind of want to try a new spot. Don't want to be disappointed. Like, I'm tired of being disappointed at these restaurants nowadays. But I want to try a new spot that also has apparently a really nice spicy pho. Probably in the next few weeks. I'm still trying not to eat out too much. Trying to minimize it down to like one time a week. Maybe not even one time a week. Honestly, we can do one time a week easily by cooking for ourselves, but it's really at that 2-week mark where we start to fumble the ball a little bit and cook a little less. But I want to still like meal prep and everything, so that can make that like a tad bit easier, you know. So right now I'm feeling like I Create Memory doesn't necessarily give the slip that you kind of need under I Create Hold, because it does have a rougher application when you don't have something with some decent amount of slip in it. And I wonder if that's because when I use I Create Hold, it was holding the water enough, but you know, with setting up filming equipment and stuff, you kind of had to warm up the hair again, and I wonder if I just haven't been warming up the hair enough. So I do that by like, let me explain what I'm talking about. I do that by adding just a tiny bit more water to my hair and just like warming up my hands with my hair, just doing this a lot, just adding a little bit more water, not necessarily product, to get that water to product ratio right. I do feel like I Create Curl Memory, that is such a freaking mouthful. Can we talk about that part? That is a mouthful. I see what the product is trying to do. Again, this is still my first impressions, so you know, my opinions can change moving forward, but I feel like it doesn't necessarily give the weight that I'm looking for, especially because I have tight curls, you know. So I feel like either I just didn't use enough this time, which is totally possible, because this is my first time using the product, but I do feel like I don't know how I feel about that part. I'm definitely not getting the same amount of weight that I usually get. Yes, it is holding on to the water, but the way my hair is not feeling, like my neck isn't feeling heavy, I kind of am anticipating this to potentially not set the way I want it to, but we shall see. A little bit, but the curl definition is there. I just don't know if I'm going to get that same elongation that I'm looking for. And of course, I'll bring y'all along. I'll probably do this as a weekend vlog, so y'all will see what my hair is looking like after it dries, and you'll see it tomorrow. But how are y'all feeling about these vlogs? Because I've been wanting to chat with y'all a minute and just test the waters a little bit more about how you're feeling about the vlog style when it comes to doing some of my hair videos, and just my general like lifestyle content of just doing like more like casual vlogs and just checking in with y'all about my day-to-day life, let me know. I kind of think I want to start doing more of these chit chats while I do my hair on like an Instagram live like people used to do. They still do it every now and then. They still do it, don't get me wrong. Content creators are still doing like wash and goes and wash day on Instagram live, but I feel like that was really a thing of 2020. Everybody was washing their hair on live. Everybody was doing everything on live. Let's be honest, everybody was doing everything on live. Like, I saw people cooking all the time on live. I saw people just simply, you know, reading a book basically, or just doing their makeup like in silence. They weren't even talking to the camera. People just needed to kind of like, you know, what is that called, body double their activities of the day, because everybody was shut in and inside. So it was a lot of long FaceTimes and a lot of long lives of content creators practically not even doing much, just wanting to form connections. And I kind of miss that part of social media. It's a lot of just pump out content now and not necessarily forming community. And I know I haven't been the best as a content creator because I'm juggling like 3 jobs, girl. I'm juggling like 3 jobs. But I do want to get better at responding to my comments in timely fashion. I know I'm not the best at it. I know I'm not. I just get overwhelmed to see those numbers like grow and grow and grow of like all the comments that I haven't responded to, and it honestly just stresses me out. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, I know y'all care about seeing these videos in a timely fashion, so I just try to get the content to you as soon as possible. And I sometimes forget to do a lot of the forming the actual community and the admin work that is related to a content creator. It's not just all about the end project of the video going live. It's the responding to emails, it's the responding to comments, it's the pitching, it's all of that stuff, girl. And I'm just trying to get organized. Right now, that's my goal for January, is to get organized, so that way I can be pumping out this content consistently, but also doing all of that admin work. My curls are looking pretty good. I do feel like I'm just like having to add a touch bit more water than I normally would, but again, that could literally just be because I was setting up camera equipment. Here is what my hair is looking like with Innersense I Create Memory and Innersense I Create Hold. The curls are doing what they need to do. I can't wait to see what it's gonna look like after it dries, but I'm super excited. You can see the shape is shaping, it's doing what it needs to do. The angles, I'm so glad I finally have shape back to my hair. My hair was really bottom heavy. Like, I love the length, don't get me wrong, but it was so bottom heavy. And then my ends, I know we talked about it briefly at the curly cut salon visit vlog that I did a few weeks ago, but you can see the line of like almost the line of demarcation, which is so interesting. Like, let me address this real quick as well while we're here. I absolutely love my haircut. I know some folks were saying that Liv, my stylist, cut way too much hair, and I just wanted to point out that that was a decision between me and my stylist, of one, of the health of my hair, but two, the style. I want my natural hair to be relatively fun. I don't like it when my hair gets too bottom heavy. I like it when my hair is very round, and that is the shape that I'm constantly looking for when I go to the salon. Maybe I'll switch it up in the future, who's to say? But we were trying to correct an issue that I had in my hair where there was a bit of a hole there, so I had to kind of backtrack just a little bit. And plus, you could see the line of demarcation kind of from my healthy hair, and then my ends that were taking me so long to detangle with. Not so long, but probably an additional like 5-ish minutes, because my last curly cut was last March or April, I don't know. but I was slipping and I wasn't in the salon. I did get a trim on blown out hair, but clearly it didn't necessarily do the job that I needed it to do for my go-to style, which is a wash and go. That's why I personally like doing these curly cuts, because you can actually see how the curls sit on their own, not in a blown out state, because I do have various textures in my hair and they shrink up at different rates. So personally, I love a curly cut for that reason, and I wanted my hair to be a bit more rounder and correct some of the areas that I had and get off of all those dead ends and make it a little less bottom heavy. So of course a good chunk of hair is going to be cut when I have issues when it comes to health, and I have issues when it comes to how I like to wear my hair in my everyday life. I like my hair round. When it grows out, it will be rounder. And I love that for me. And we cut it that way, so that way I wouldn't necessarily have those issues and it growing out a little funky. And I showed her in the video, I think. If not, I showed her on my phone a picture of myself and where I saw that disconnect happening, because I haven't been in the salon in a very long time. Because I preach every 4-ish months. Usually it ends up being 5. This time it was far too long, but I thought I was okay because I got my hair blown out. That was not the case. And I decided to book my appointment after that, and then I finally got into her chair at the end of December. So it's a long time since I actually had a curly cut, so that's why it might seem like a lot was cut, but that needed to be addressed earlier in the year and I just slipped on my end. So I hope that clears that up if you were wondering, but I'll see y'all after my hair dries. All right, here are the dry results. And I have to say, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the application process, and of course I probably just need to tweak some things in the next coming weeks, I do like the results. But you can tell that it is crunchy, girl. It is really crunchy, but that curl definition is doing exactly what I need to do. And I'm thinking about switching my look of my wash and go just so I can get a bit more longevity out of it, since I'm moving my body a bit more. I think I mentioned that earlier, but this is what it's looking like. It's looking really good. I'm excited to see how long it's gonna hold up. It is still a little wet in this section right here, so I'll probably go ahead in there one more time with my handheld dryer with my diffuser attachment on it. But I just wanted to show y'all what it's looking like. It's looking really good. But again, I'm not one to really like a really strong hold. If you do enjoy a really strong hold, then I would definitely give this combination a try. But for me personally, I like a little bit more volume on day one. I still have a little bit, but it's not as round as I like. It's not as soft to the touch as I like. This is crunchy. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all can hear it. Let me get by the mic. It's crunchy, and you can see the curls as well. They're crazy defined. Like, it doesn't get more defined than that right there. It really doesn't. So this did 10 out of 10 on definition, but as for me and my personal way that I like to do my wash and go, the jury's still out on that one, especially because my habits and lifestyle is changing. So this may be my go-to look. I just don't know yet, but it looks so good. Alright, y'all, so I am at a coffee shop to edit a little bit of content. Nothing too exciting, but I just need to get out the house to do this because I was driving myself crazy. So it's nice just to like have like a co-working space, like a coffee shop, to be able to get some of my editing done. It makes it a little less tedious of a process, especially when I can be a tad bit more productive around other people that are also being productive. Also, I painted my nails for the first time. I used like a gel manicure set and like cured it myself and everything. I think it turned out pretty good for my first time. I can't wait to try out a few more colors and all of that type of stuff. Maybe even designs, I don't know. But it looks so cute. Like, I haven't had my nails done in such a long time. It's been literally months. And before that, like a couple years, like the pandemic really just threw me off. Like, I just fell off on doing my nails for myself. So it's exciting to kind of like explore that little girly side again. So I pulled up the Dollar Tree because I want to do like a cutesy little thing and ask my girlfriend of 4 years, mind you, to be my Valentine this year. So I'm gonna get like some cute little candies and just a cute little like knickknacks if they have them, I don't know. And the plan is just to do like a nice bubble bath because she'll probably be working the day I decide to do it. So just like a way for her to relax after she gets off of work. And I'm gonna ask her to be my Valentine. It's gonna be super cute, and I just want to do it because it just seems fun to still like do cutesy little stuff like that for each other, and it's a nice way to just relax at the end of a long 10-hour shift, you know what I mean? This is so cute. I don't know what happened to his arm, but it's cute. So here's how my hair ended up lasting all day while I was running errands, and it was like that weird like misty rain where umbrella really doesn't help. You just need to kind of like put your head down and get to moving, get to where you need to go, and get up out of the rain. But here it held up really nicely. I'm not surprised. I Create Hold has a very strong hold on it, so I'm not really surprised there. Using I Create Curl Memory underneath it, it's actually growing on me a bit more. This is still a crazy hard hold, but as for my first impressions, I wonder if it's gonna still feel as crunchy as it's feeling right now. The gel cast kind of loosened up over here in this back corner, but as for the top layers, it's still very hard. And a few people complimented me as I was doing my errands, and they love it. But me personally, how it feels, I'm not the biggest fan, but it looks amazing. This section right here is just a little puffy because I totally forgot to go back in with the hooded dryer and I just went on about my day. So I have a little tiny bit more volume right here in this section, but it looks really nice. Like, the curls are doing what they need to do. It really captured my curls relatively nicely. I do feel like the application was a little less messy than something like Curly Magic, but again, I'm not exactly sure the ratios that I want to use for my personal preferences. But if you're one of the definition girlies, go ahead and get yourself some I Create Curl Memory. It did really, really well in the shower. But I will let you all know a little bit more as the weeks go on and see kind of how my opinion may change a little bit or may evolve, and I may have just a tad bit more to say on the product. But I did want to get this to you soon, so here are my first impressions. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog. Let me know what else you would love to see in these vlogs, because I'm gonna be creating more of this type of content. It's more chill, it's not as formal and sit down. It doesn't get as boring either, and it makes me happier and it challenges me a bit more than my sit down videos. After a while you can kind of just roll through all those scripts and just knock it all out in one go. This one challenges me just a bit more, and it's fun. So I really do hope you enjoy this type of content from me. If you do, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe and leave me a comment below. Have you tried I Create Curl Memory yet? What are your thoughts? Let me know, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.